afternoon. Welcome to MoneyWise on this Thursday afternoon, as always. Today is a special day. As I promised last week, we have a guest in studio. I'll introduce the guest after the scripture of the day. I hope all of us have had a financially free week, and we hope to continue being on the same trajectory. So today's scripture, viewers, comes from Proverbs 21 verse 20, and it says, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down." This verse, viewers, fits in very well, as it's a message on savings, which will be our topic for the day, with our expert guest, Chipepo Piri, who is with us in studio. See you after the break as we get into the conversation for the day with Chipepo. I'll see you after the break.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial freedom?
Welcome to MoneyWise, your trusted smart guide on how to live and spend healthy. Here at MoneyWise, we're going to teach you on debt management and credit repair.
The show will teach you how to live healthy financially as a family, as an individual, or as a corporate entity.
We'll show you best ways on how to get out of that debt struggle and how to live a financially free life.
The show will also teach you how to budget and save. As you may know, most of us in this country struggle with those two things.
We'll also teach you about loans and borrowing. Where is the best place to borrow? When is the best time to borrow? And how best to maintain a healthy credit life.
Join us then every Thursday on Lumen TV. MoneyWise, a healthy way to live.
See you then.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial freedom?
Welcome to MoneyWise, your trusted smart guide on how to live and spend healthy. Here at MoneyWise, we're going to teach you on debt management and credit repair.
The show will teach you how to live healthy financially as a family, as an individual, or as a corporate entity.
We'll show you best ways on how to get out of that debt struggle and how to live a financially free life.
The show will also teach you how to budget and save. As you may know, most of us in this country struggle with those two things.
We'll also teach you about loans and borrowing. Where is the best place to borrow? When is the best time to borrow? And how best to maintain a healthy credit life.
Join us then every Thursday on Lumen TV. MoneyWise, a healthy way to live.
See you then.
Welcome back. Yes, as I said earlier, today is a special day. We have a special guest in studio to discuss savings. What is savings? Before I preempt anything, I would like to introduce our guest for the day. Chipepo Piri, thank you for gracing us with your presence on MoneyWise this week.
Thank you so much for having me, Patrick.
You may not know to say you are our first guest, and obviously you bring good tidings to our viewers.
Amen.
That they may continue saving and be financially free, in short.
Yes.
I see you are an advocate of this good subject, and I see most of us struggle in that line. So tell me a bit about yourself. Who is Chipepo?
Thank you so much. Well, Chipepo is first and foremost on this show, I should say I'm a financial literacy educator, because that's why I'm here actually sharing. But I'm many things as well. I'm a biologist. That's what I studied professionally. And I've seen a lot of students nowadays come to me and ask me if they should study finance. I'm like, I don't know. Because
surprising,
yes, I didn't even study it professionally. So I'm not even the right person to recommend on that part. But yeah, and then aside that, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a wife, and I talk about money in all these different spaces that I'm in, or the names that I carry in different scenarios, or whatever you can call it. I'm 30, actually, I would like to mention that. But when I started learning about money, I was in university. So that's a bit about me, really. That can be
interesting to people. You know, people who study scientific stuff, most of them have got no interest in finance-related activities whatsoever.
Yeah.
You may not know, I've been following your page for, I think I was trying to go back this morning. I think it's a year plus today.
Okay.
And I've always thought this is a finance guru, someone who's been in the investment space and they understand these things very well.
Yeah.
viewers, just in case you might not know, I found Chipepo on Facebook. If you might want to follow her as well, she's named Finances with Chipepo. She talks about a lot of interesting savings vehicles where you can put your money, how you can grow your money and stuff like that. We'll try and unpack in a summarized way before Chipepo leaves us as we go on with the show, so that you may also learn one or two things from her. I don't know, our number has not been floated on the screen this afternoon, but you know, viewers, which numbers you get us on. You may also drop your message on our Facebook page, Lumen TV Zambia, or Chipepo's page, which is Finances with Chipepo, also on Facebook. Yes. So Chipepo, before I lose my number of questions I have for you, just take us into this savings world. What is savings from your perspective?
Okay, so from my perspective, saving is just conserving something for a later use, for future use. I like to explain things before I even get to the final subject, which is in this case saving money. I would say if you are saving water, you're storing it, or you're trying to be in the usage, you're trying to be very careful. So if they tell you, please save water, they're not really maybe even telling you put it in a bucket, but they're saying don't just let it run as you brush your teeth. So even with money, if you look at it, when we say saving, aside conserving, we're also talking about utilizing it in a manner that you don't want it to run out so fast or carelessly. You want to preserve it, you want to take care of it and utilize the resource that is there available for you in a non-selfish way, I would say. Yes. Yes.
There's a general outcry in this country, you may know, to say income levels for the majority of the population.
Yes.
People will say, no, we don't earn enough that we can reserve some monies for.
Very
for
true.
a rainy day.
Yeah.
Just how much is enough to save? I've always had the burning question in me as well.
I think that comes up on a daily basis. So really, when it comes to saving money, the biggest mistake you can really make is to think that you don't have enough to save. Because right now, just a few days ago, I actually said, you know what? This thing why I keep telling people you can save as low as 1 kwacha, I think I should be saying even 0.3 ngwe or 0.2, as long as it's above 0. Because when I say this, some people may laugh it off like, oh, what will 1 kwacha do for me? What will 15 ngwe do for me? It's not really about that 15 ngwe. It's about the habits that you will develop along the way that later on you will now find ways to save bigger amounts. Even if you don't have them now, they will come. So really, you can save even from a 5 kwacha. You can save from a 3 kwacha. And people have seen this. I've demonstrated it myself, because I will set aside a 13 ngwe, I will set aside 8 kwacha, 3 kwacha. And I'm not ashamed to share that, because one thing, after 7 days, people notice that I no longer have 8 kwacha. I now have 100 kwacha or 50 kwacha. But one other thing that I like to mention as I do this, I've seen water here. When you bought the water, maybe you were given change. That change, probably someone asked you for some money, or you just said, you know what, let me also buy gum. But if at any point you spent money, you actually thought, you know what, I've spent 10 kwacha, let me save a 2 kwacha. Your mindset will start shifting, because now you realize, how many times am I spending today? Because you're asking yourself, oh, I've spent, I need to save. So you're reminding yourself to say, okay, I think maybe I'm spending too much. I'll run out of money today. Let me hold off. So as time goes, even from the little that you have, you will later on now start to look for opportunities to have more. Because now you're seeing, I spend, I have to save something. How can I find ways to have more? Because I want to now grow that 100 kwacha to now be a 300 kwacha or a 1000 kwacha. So the mindset is what will shift, and that shift will later lead you to now going for even greater opportunities, or actually having the eyes to see those opportunities. Yeah.
Interesting. You are quite an open person. I mean, you share even what you make of your savings, and I ask myself also.
Yes.
I mean, we see varied numbers there. You see 100 kwacha this day, day you see that. It's the point you've been trying to stress out, to say whatever you come out of that saving, is actually a plus that would help you at a particular point.
Yes.
Now, as I asked earlier,
Yes.
the general view is, and this has been a notion that we've all thought, when I save, there's this general thinking to say, when I put money elsewhere, say for at a financial institution, I should make more.
Oh yes, that's the
It's
resistance.
the biggest issue that is there, because we look at what is in for me. If I put 1,000 today with financial institution X,
Yes.
after 6 months or whatever, they only had maybe 50 kwacha.
Yes, that's very true.
I think from a general perspective of how we look at it, I feel most of us are brought down because of that element.
Yes.
Because we feel the return is not really what we need
Okay.
to just get me a loaf of bread and stuff.
Great.
So your motivation, as you've put it, is you look at it in a way to say it starts to form some sort of a habit that even when you have more,
Yes.
you'll be able to set aside some money and say, at some point, this money should regenerate some monies for me.
Yes.
I hope viewers, we are following and we are seeing how this motivates people to do that.
Yeah.
Such people, now tell me, we see a lot of having, I call them vehicles or products or avenues.
Yes.
Is it about one's preference or appetite or what you see, or should you get expert advice on where to save?
Okay.
Like from you, like from people like you.
Okay. So I will. Of course, I've done. Even if I didn't study this professionally, I've done numerous short courses and everything that you can get my hands on to continue learning, because this is something that came out of just interest. But even before I answer the question on is it preference that will allow you to go for something, or do you need expert advice, I would like to add on to the part where you mentioned that sometimes people are discouraged because they'll say, oh, but if I save that 50 kwacha, and if in 2 weeks or in 1 month it's still 50 kwacha, what's the point? And to that I want to add, when I gave the definition of saving, conserving or utilizing something in a non-selfish way or being resourceful or something like that, you are not thinking multiplication there. If I tell you to use water properly or to save water, I'm not expecting that from one bucket we'll have 2 buckets. So already that expectation of saving, having to make you money, is a wrong move. You have to understand that saving is not there to make you money. It's there to preserve some money that you have or conserve money. Because here is the thing, even if you went ahead and said, I'm going to decide to invest, most people crash because when they decide to even invest, even if the investment is going well or it's not going well, there's a time when you will just need maybe money to pay for a hospital bill, or your friends come to town and you didn't know they were coming and they say, hey, let's go out. It's not always bad things. Sometimes it's good things. And now you're there standing. You have investments, quite all right. But investments are not easy to go and liquidate or to get your money from. But with saving, someone who has some money aside, they'll easily say, you know what? Let me pay for this car thing from my savings. Oh, let me join my friends for this fun activity from my savings. So understand the different roles that saving plays in your mind, your money, your finances. Then you will know that you shouldn't place unmet expectations or unrealistic expectations on saving. Then when it comes to the avenues in where you can save, one, yes, definitely it's great to seek expert recommendations. And by that, sometimes you have to use your own judgment, because even experts are just humans, and there are times when maybe they'll tell you, your savings have to make you high interest or things like that. But what I can say is that if it's promising that you get too much money from whatever you're saving, one, that's not savings, it's something else. We need to call it something else. Then two, as well, understand yourself. I, as Chipepo, know that, I want to save for Black Friday. I want to stock up on some groceries. My birthday is around November. I don't want to start stressing people, hey, buy me cake, buy me what. If they buy me, well and good. But I love to gift myself as well. I love to do something for myself. So I will set aside some money for saving. But will I put it in a village bank where maybe if things don't go well, the money may not come back? Yes. Those are things I need to think about. Okay, what's the risk if I put my savings there? Maybe I may not see that money. So I'll think, okay, what's the safest? Some people use a piggy bank, but you can think of things like, what if someone steals your piggy bank? What if it burns?
Just on the piggy bank.
Yeah.
What sort of, I know I don't want to drive
no problem.
your thought.
No problem.
Just on the piggy bank.
Yes.
I tend to wonder, how can disciplined one be? You just put money aside, which is within your control, and you
Yes.
just say, no, I've put that little tin in the
Yes.
corner. I will never touch it until December and stuff. Just where does that discipline come from?
So already you've explained that we people are different. For some people, they will let it sit at the table. They will not even touch it. All they will do is add to it. But if you're that person, when you're sleeping, your heart is even, there's some money here, then for you, a piggy bank won't work. Personally, I don't like piggy banks. I discovered when I tried them out and I felt, so this one, I'm paying for it. That money, I could have saved it. So I'm like that. But other people, I have friends who religiously swear by them. They'll use them, they'll open them because they are disciplined. So you also need to understand the dynamics. Don't just do something, because Patrick saves with a piggy bank, even me, I'll do that. No, maybe open a savings account. But even accounts are built different. Others will allow you to withdraw monthly. People make jokes about, when I have money, I can't breathe. I'll just want to go back there. Then open one that restricts you from accessing it, or don't have a card to it, because if you have a card, you'll be, every time you see an ATM now, you want to remove from your savings, which means you're not going anywhere. So understand yourself. Do you like digital platforms? If you feel like banks are lying to you, don't go and save in a bank. Try to use envelopes. We know our grandmas who saved under a mattress for years or in a jacket somewhere. Of course, for a long term, it's not really a good idea. But in the short term, it could work. If I'm just saving for next month for something, that's fine. So understand yourself. There are options like unit trusts. Those can also be used depending on your goal. If it's money you want to access next month, you may not use a unit trust. Maybe 6 months or 12 months from now, you can use that. So understand the vehicles properly, and then understand yourself, your preferences, and your goals, and that will help you in picking what to invest in. What to save in. Yes.
Yeah. No, interesting, and it's just viewers. Chipepo is a very busy person. I didn't mention this at the start. She will leave us at some point. I see you've got a lot of burning questions. What I will do is, and like I always say on this show, if there is, I know there are a lot of burning questions. You need people for a minimum of 3 hours to unpack everything.
And I like to talk, so
yes, I can see she's. You can go on and on until maybe 5 o'clock, but because of the other engagement, we'll keep her for the time she's asked us to be on this show. If I know there's a lot of burning questions that will come. People has a Facebook page called Finances with I know she has obviously hundreds and hundreds of messages that go to that page, but you can drop your messages on our platforms as well. You know the numbers are on the screen. On our Facebook page, Lumen TV Zambia, or if you would want to engage her, you are a grouping, what else? Who else do you talk to?
Well, you can join different classes, of course, and yes, you can come up as a group and request what you would like to learn. I may tell you, I'm not available for this month, but if you plan well, we can obviously meet halfway and
I actually
have a
pulled
session.
out of a very busy schedule. You just say to people, just come and speak to us for 30 minutes, please. I know this show is weekly for the next, now what, we've done 3 shows. So we have about 49 shows to go.
Wow.
She will come at some point. She's a friend of the show, in short.
Amen.
I'm officially
Yes,
inviting
please.
her as we go on. I know the model of the show, people, we also go out, or we will be going out. We are yet to go out.
Yes.
You have an engagement that speaks to this.
Yes.
Because you are a good citizen, we will give you that free airtime that
lovely.
we can come and showcase. We community centered, and we understand you have talks or things of that sort.
Yes.
We are ready to come. Tell us in advance, at least a week or 2 before.
Yes.
We will put ourselves together, and we have an OB which is covering a live show somewhere else.
Amazing.
So every time you would want us to come through, we are ready to come and give you coverage of such important. After all, our viewers are also learning. It's a two-way thing.
Yes,
as
definitely.
to how we work on this show. As I always say, viewers, this is an open show to all of us. You've got anything of interest in the financial space, we are free to come to your premises. You are free to come to studio. We have a live recording like this, so that together, as I always say, we continue educating each other.
Yes.
I'll take a short break now. Once we come, we conclude with Chipepo. We'll ask if there is any questions that have come through at this point. This is the last 10-minute segment we have with her. The numbers are on the screen as well. You may call us so that you get to ask the expert who is with us those burning, saving questions that you may have as viewers. See you after the break as we chat with people for the last 10 minutes.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial freedom?
Welcome to MoneyWise, your trusted smart guide on how to live and spend healthy. Here at MoneyWise, we're going to teach you on debt management and credit repair.
The show will teach you how to live healthy financially as a family, as an individual, or as a corporate entity.
We'll show you best ways on how to get out of that debt struggle and how to live a financially free life.
The show will also teach you how to budget and save. As you may know, most of us in this country struggle with those two things.
We'll also teach you about loans and borrowing. Where is the best place to borrow? When is the best time to borrow? And how best to maintain a healthy credit life.
Join us then every Thursday on Lumen TV. MoneyWise, a healthy way to live.
See you then.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial freedom?
Welcome to MoneyWise, your trusted smart guide on how to live and spend healthy. Here at MoneyWise, we're going to teach you on debt management and credit repair.
The show will teach you how to live healthy financially as a family, as an individual, or as a corporate entity.
We'll show you best ways on how to get out of that debt struggle and how to live a financially free life.
The show will also teach you how to budget and save. As you may know, most of us in this country struggle with those two things.
We'll also teach you about loans and borrowing. Where is the best place to borrow? When is the best time to borrow? And how best to maintain a healthy credit life.
Join us then every Thursday on Lumen TV. MoneyWise, a healthy way to live.
See you then.
Welcome back, viewers. I'm sure you are enjoying the show, and I can see questions coming through already. It's just that, when you've got special people in studio, sometimes things run faster than you think. But what we will do next week we'll have a repeat of this show. Stay glued again, and I'm sure there is a slot sometime before then that this show comes back. I don't know, they will put from the studio, they will tell you when it will come before Thursday next week. But Thursday next week at 1400 hours, again, this show will come back as a repeat, that you may be able to follow the expert advice that our guest presenters given so far, and pose any other savings related questions that you may have. I know the time is short. You have a lot of burning questions out there. Like I always say, viewers, this show is open to all of us. It's open to SMEs. It's open to individuals. We talk how to be financially free on this show. As I've always invited you out there, you are an SME, you are a grouping, you are you are a school, you are a university. Please get in touch with us on the numbers on the screen. Follow us on our page, Lumen TV Zambia, and tell us your suggestions on how you would want to be a part of the show. As I always say also, the show is open for sponsorship. There are different segments of this show once we are running it that you see that we discuss. So you may contact us for all those things that you would want to help us, to help you with. I see there is a question that has come from Mr. Henry Mdenda, who is asking our expert guest this afternoon, Chipepo, to say, is village banking a good avenue, a good vehicle to save in?
Okay, so I'll take Mr. Mundenda, right? I'll take him back to the part where we said you have to understand yourself. I will add something. You also have to understand your risk appetite, because when it comes to village banking, there's a level of risk because it's built on trust. I just have to trust that Patrick will honor his side of one, saving in the group, and if he gets a loan from the group, he will pay back. But hopefully also he doesn't die, because if he dies, maybe the family will say, we didn't know about Patrick being in this village bank. We are not going to pay what was owed. So meaning the group is the one that takes up that. And that's how risk works. Yeah.
When we go to these village banks, I as I told you earlier, I don't personally.
Okay.
That savings model.
Yes, yes.
I've got a few questions around it.
Okay.
Don't people put a next of kin there in cases of death?
That's up to the group, because really the groups are run differently. Some are run in workplaces, others are run in church groups, others are run in, just your colleagues or your friends of friends. So really it comes down to your constitution.
But don't
so
you think
create
it should be a general thing, because this is a natural phenomenon?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it's the same thing as you loaning money to someone. How you do it is up to you. Some people, you can loan money to a friend and sign somewhere, and others just loan money to friends on trust.
But
so
what if my saving is for a family?
That is now up to you. You're the one taking the risk. So you have to see, you know what, this doesn't sit well with me. Our constitution is not strong enough. If you bring it up to the group and they agree to make those adjustments where you add next of kin and everything, and they agree, because all groups are run differently, then yeah, you will go with that. But if not, it can just be like, for those who are familiar with chilimbas, like just easy peasy.
You see,
like
from your tone, it adds another
no.
of me having second thoughts about village
Because
banking.
you're already coming defensive.
No, you see, a savings platform
Yes.
is what? We save for different uses.
Yes.
If I join, as we are saying,
Yeah.
a village bank,
Yes.
maybe I'm saving for my child's school fees.
That's
Now,
that's your goal.
If it happens tomorrow I drop it, that money I saved there,
Mhm.
nobody will know about it. And
If
my
you don't
child
inform, inform anyone
missed
about
out.
it, well, they say in everything we like, if you participate in something, you are first responsible for how you participate in it, because that can now bring me to wills, or it can bring me to do your family know all the assets that you have? Because you may be asking me this, but maybe you have other investments, but does everyone who's close to you know that you have? People have investments and sometimes they don't share with anyone, but maybe they have a will somewhere. Now they'll be like, hey, Patrick had 10 houses, wow. So it's really you having to communicate with everyone else. But anyway, because of time.
Just on communication, my friends
Yes.
were jokingly saying one day to say,
Yeah.
we only get to know village banking groups when there is an issue.
Because when things are good, generally, no one. They're investing in extra ventures. They're taking holidays as groups because it's successful. But those will rarely trend so much unless maybe people who are part of such groups speak a lot on social media. But anyway, I'm not a village bank expert. It was just an example because it's common.
I was even thinking to say, one of these days, I think I should dwell on this topic, because
maybe you should look for an expert.
yes, I think so, because
that.
there's so many questions around
True,
it.
true.
It's and most of us go in with good intention
Yes,
to
yes.
save
Mm-hmm.
for the future. As I said, some
Yes.
people would save even for education for
Yes,
their kids,
yeah.
as we are saying, for building and stuff like that. Now, because of its informalness, we take it so informal that even maybe at home,
Yeah.
you are married, you are a couple, you are married people.
Yes.
Many other times I've heard from different people to
Yes.
say these groupings and where these monies go, we normally don't know about them. It only comes to light when there are issues. Maybe you've missed your contribution for the week, or you did not pay for what you got there. Then it comes
That's
to light.
unfortunate.
Yes,
That's really
yes.
unfortunate.
So
But
the formality aspect, I
Mhm.
think there should be things that, even as people go to these things, it's open, it's clean, that we know what's happening there.
True. Well, I'll not add anything to that because I would just like to maybe end by saying if anyone is looking for an expert on these financial things, what to go for, and to be told, oh, this is what you should do as Patrick, this is what you should do as Chipepo. Securities and Exchange Commission licensed people. So there are people who are licensed to tell you, to say, you know what, looking at your age, looking at how scared you are of Village Bank, I will not recommend it for you. Go for this. Yeah. Looking at XYZ, your goals, because you want to save for school fees or you want to have this much in retirement or what, they would tell you. So you can even find on their website the people who are licensed to do that. Someone shouldn't just come and tell you invest in this, and if that's the case, go further and research, read more, educate yourself so that you know what you're getting into, you know the risks, you know what could go right, what could go wrong, best case scenario as well as worst case scenario, because sometimes when things really look good, we are easily attracted to them until they go bad, and that's when we just now complain about the bad, when in actuality we could have educated ourselves beforehand. So that's what I would highly recommend. And I would say join Let's Save September. We are saving as a community. I love that you used community. So we are saving on finances with people as a community. I encourage people daily. So you will see other people sharing in the comment section as well. So you see, it's not just me talking. People are actually doing this and it's working for them. It could be for your business or just for yourself. I would highly recommend doing that.
I think repeat that.
Yes.
Give it a bit of more meat so that our viewers understand exactly. I know where they catch you is on your Facebook page.
Yes, Finances with People.
So that
Facebook
September
page.
thing that you are, I'm only aware of it as well just now.
Okay, all right.
Give us context. How do we go about it?
So I ran this challenge during September, where we call it Let's Save September. The community now said it's September. They've changed it. So on a daily basis, we are aware of our spending habits, our spending patterns, our spending triggers, because each time you spend, you have to remind yourself that you're going to save. Whether you save immediately or at the end of the day, you save something. But each time you spend, you have to save something. And that's happening because we usually spend daily. But whether you now find that you're holding back on spending, that's fine. But throughout the month, you have to learn what budgeting systems may work for you and your money, your type of earning. Because if you're earning maybe on a daily basis, you may not budget the same way as someone who earns once in a month. So things like that. You're also learning about different savings options like you mentioned and what works for you, what will go well with your goals. Because if you're saving up for November, you may not put your money in something that only allows you to unlock that money in 1 year.
So just start saving. So once I save wherever I want to save, we come and report. You
are not reporting. You are sharing if you feel like sharing to motivate others. Yes. But the essence is accountability, because you can tell me you've saved, but if you really show me, it's even better. Someone else will say, okay, Patrick has really saved. I can see that they've shared maybe a screenshot. Of course, hide all information that is sensitive. Yes, but it's just for accountability, but also motivation to keep others going. It's like people who run marathons. They could hide it, but they share it. And now you feel like I'm sitting too much. Let me take a walk. Let me also run. So a similar thing. We're doing that throughout September, but just focused on saving. Yes.
Interesting. I hope most of us viewers, we will take part into that challenge. For more details, we go to that page, Finances with People, will get us to when it's starting and the like and all the modalities there. Lastly, People, I would like to thank you most sincerely. You are a friend of the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The savings culture in Zambia. Last week I was putting across a general, something I've read and seen elsewhere to say, you need to at least save 20% of whatever you earn in a particular month. Now I bring it back home. The savings culture in Zambia. From your expertise, what can be done that we become savvy in that regard, that we start saving? Should we have a big brother looking on top of our heads like H people to say, hey, you didn't save this month, next month you need to save? What really do we need?
Well, so I personally don't even like, because I feel like when you just tell me 20%, I'm like, 20%. So I avoid even using percentages to tell people like you should save this much, which really already, I guess, would differentiate me from someone who's studied finance. They'll be like, no, you have to put a number to it. Yes. But to motivate people to start, sometimes you just have to tell them what's the easiest. Right now, what can you do? What coins do you have in your pocket that you can set aside? So, but then when it comes to building the culture, I think when people understand the importance of it and maybe the over-reliance that we have on loans, I always say loans are fine, but people are relying on them for consumables. To buy your water for the dispenser, you have to get a loan. You know, things like that. So like when you educate people on the importance of something, I think it becomes easier for them to adopt it rather than when you just say, do this, it's important, but not saying how or why it's important. So I would say more people need to openly talk about it and not shun saving, because I feel like people who feel very educated or a certain way, they speak down on saving. So there's that disconnect. Others will motivate people to save, and others will say you're wasting money. But have they really educated that person to say you can save for this, but you can also invest for this? So understanding the importance, how it plays in the finances, I think that would be a good start. More people need to talk about it.
So some sort of a literacy element.
Definitely.
Lacking in that regard.
Yes, because the most common comment or message that I get is, I wish I found your page earlier. I wish someone told me this earlier. So it's telling you that if more people who knew about these things, they probably do it. Of course, the results wouldn't be 100%. Some will know and they will not take action. But a lot of people are saying, I just never knew this. I never learned about this. So we need to educate more. Yes.
There you go, viewers. As I said, today we had a special guest who is telling us about this difficult topical issue of savings. People, there is a tradition on this show before we close. We take a tip for the week. Quickly. What tip would you leave my viewers with?
That's so random. Should it be a tip on money or something
savings,
else?
About savings.
About savings. Oh my God. I wish it was random. I would say drink more water. But anyway.
Just on savings before you go.
Okay, on savings. So I would say, please, just right now, go to Google or ChatGPT or a YouTube video and just ask, what is the importance of saving? So my tip for you is start educating yourself. Every week, read an article about money or watch a video about personal finance. So challenge yourself every week. Learn something about money. It becomes part of you. The same way we listen to music, just do that about money. Just even one per week. Yeah.
I have to let this special person leave now. She has another engagement she has to attend to. We've just got a tip of the iceberg of what we need to know. Otherwise, we will continue engaging. And as I've kept saying, Chipepo is a friend of the show. I'll take a short break and come and close off the show about savings this week. See you after the break.
Thank you so much.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial freedom?
Welcome to MoneyWise, your trusted smart guide on how to live and spend healthy. Here at MoneyWise, we're going to teach you on debt management and credit repair.
The show will teach you how to live healthy financially as a family, as an individual, or as a corporate entity.
We'll show you best ways on how to get out of that debt struggle and how to live a financially free life.
The show will also teach you how to budget and save. As you may know, most of us in this country struggle with those two things.
We'll also teach you about loans and borrowing. Where is the best place to borrow? When is the best time to borrow? And how best to maintain a healthy credit life.
Join us then every Thursday on Lumen TV. MoneyWise, a healthy way to live.
See you then.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial freedom?
Welcome to MoneyWise, your trusted smart guide on how to live and spend healthy. Here at MoneyWise, we're going to teach you on debt management and credit repair.
The show will teach you how to live healthy financially as a family, as an individual, or as a corporate entity.
We'll show you best ways on how to get out of that debt struggle and how to live a financially free life.
The show will also teach you how to budget and save. As you may know, most of us in this country struggle with those two things.
We'll also teach you about loans and borrowing. Where is the best place to borrow? When is the best time to borrow? And how best to maintain a healthy credit life.
Join us then every Thursday on Lumen TV. MoneyWise, a healthy way to live.
See you then.
Welcome back. Yes, as we head towards the end of the show, I would like to thank all the viewers who are tuned in today. I hope you've learned one or two things about savings. As we keep saying on this show, getting to financial freedom is a journey that we all have to continue pursuing until we get there. This week, we featured Pepo Piri, a savings specialist. As I kept saying, you can find her on Facebook. He runs a page called Finances with Pepo. As you heard from the few questions we asked about savings, he gave us some sort of a direction of how we go about this savings, this topical issue of savings, this difficult thing of putting money aside for that unexpected event, for that rainy day. Therefore, we should all continue to save despite any other challenges that we may have, we have to put some money aside for that day that we get into a situation that requires us to have some funding on that particular day. As we come to the end of the show, as always, this show is open to all of us. We can feature on this show. You might be an individual, you might be a financial expert, you might be a lecturer, you might be any profession that you can be in, as long as you can speak to us in anything regarding finance. You are free to come to this show. We'll feature you. We'll come and record if you want us to come at your premises, so that we can be able to have a financially engaging conversation that will be able to teach our friends and colleagues out there to know one or two things about finance. Next week, we will air this same show. Next week, today is the 4th, the 11th. We will air this same show, so that if you missed out on anything to do with savings, you may be able to catch up, and you can drop us more questions, so that when we come back on the 18th with another live show, we may be able to recap and be able to answer those burning questions. This has been a very good topic as we continue going on our financially challenging journey, that we all should know how to save. Saving is one important element that leads us to a financially free living. As you heard from our guest, left us with a tip that we should find literature, we should find any resourceful material that will teach us about saving. That is the tip of the week. We should learn more, we should read more. That's why we are repeating our show even next week, that we may continue to learn about saving. From me, Patrick Chinambo, as it is always a pleasure to host this show every week, I leave you this week that you may continue growing in our financial journeys. As I've always said, you have any suggestion, you have anything to do with the show, you can contact us on the numbers that were on the screen. You can inbox us on our Facebook page, Lumen TV Zambia. You can also follow Chipepo on our Facebook page, Finances with. See you on the 18th of September as we come with another blockbuster of a show, as we continue to journey on this financial journey that we are all on. Goodbye and see you next time.